Hey guys, welcome back to Phoenix Films. If you're looking for a specific part of the video, check the links in the comment section or description to specific timestamps. Thank you to everyone, big thank you. We're at 100 subscribers now. I guess my gift to you all is the intro and the ending song from last episode. I was able to get a couple of the copyright claims lifted on a couple of the videos. And so I'll be, I think, slowly working through the rest of the videos as well. Hopefully that's a permanent thing, but we'll have to see, I guess. I only have a few comments on last week's episode. One is I really like Mikasa's "I'm strong" speech last episode. I don't know what specifically about it that I like so much, but I just really love that moment, and that definitely makes her my favorite character so far in the series. There was a comment about a possible mistranslation from Asian to, or Oriental clan to Asian in these subtitles. If that's the case, I don't think it really changes that much, except maybe like the implications for whether people are living outside the walls, or if the Asian Frankenstein theory thing, electricity thing, is viable or not. Just because then there wouldn't have to be some mass Asian exodus migration kind of thing. I'm kind of wondering if there are like other mistranslations, like for example, the officer ranks. Maybe there's, maybe the captains have like a first or second captain, like modern day lieutenants, something like that. I guess another thing from last episode, someone commented that the pomegranate is kind of like, could be a symbol of rebirth, and I think that's definitely the most plausible. And I think the best reading of last episode, that moment with Mikasa is kind of her, she's gaining her emotions back, so it's kind of like her emotional rebirth in a way. Yeah, so I think that makes the most sense. All right, moving right along, questions and predictions. What did Jean mean by the phrase, if I'd known this would happen, I would have told them? Who is them, and what is he referring to is happening right now? It's like the mass death kind of pessimism scene on the rooftops. And another major question is, what is the trigger for this Rogue One Titan? That's my name for it. And then I guess a few predictions. I think the Captain Beard guy, his incompetence can be explained by nepotism, and I think that he's probably from like an important family, and that's why all of the trainees are so frightened, fearful of him. I think the Rogue One is somehow connected to like the brain or like cells thing that Mikasa had last episode, and she perhaps transferred knowledge to kill Titans, the boxing stance, and kind of offloaded her negative emotions, including her own rage during this rebirth scene with the pomegranate. And I think she was kind of projecting Aaron's memory, which she's kind of has in her mind at that moment, onto this Titan as well. And I think I really like the idea of her as like a Kerrigan, like Queen of Blades kind of thing, where she's, turning Titans and taking back the city. And I think that is the way we can get the key back if we do that and find Aaron's corpse. Anyway, I think that's everything for before this episode, nice and quick. So yeah, let's get into it. I think this is one of the episodes that I'm not supposed to look at the title, so I'll try to like cover my eyes and hopefully I don't see it. Yeah. Anyway, check the description to link for the full-length reaction if you're interested. But other than that, let's get into episode 8.
追い詰められたミカサの前に現れたのは巨人を襲う謎の巨人だ。
Man, what a good scene. Well, that's pretty symbolic having Eren like the only bloody one, I think, in that scene. Still have yet to get the wall kicking, wall destruction.
やっぱり生きたまま食われることだけは避けたいんだ。
Yeah, I mean the implication there is that he's gonna kill himself. And that's why his eyes are so big. Because he's like, now I'm gonna be eaten alive, right?
巨人が大勢いるところを人一人抱えて飛び回るなんて。行くぞ。また友達を死なせてしまう。
Doesn't want it to happen again. I wonder how it is carrying someone while using the gear.
待って。聞いてくれ。提案があるんだ。無茶だと思うけど。 あの巨人を利用できないかな。あいつがうまく補給所まで誘導できないかと思って。
Get it to
あいつが他の巨人を倒してくれれば
kill the other titans.
みんな助かるかもしれない。
Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't like respond to
あい
people,
つは
right?
多分本能で戦ってる。あいつの周りの巨人をミカサとコニーで倒していくんだ。自然と本部の方へ向かっていくはずだ。うまくいけば本部を襲ってる巨人たちを一網打尽にできるかもしれない。
Man. Does she have enough gas for that? Is Connie gonna kill one?
アルミンの提案を受けよう。巨人と一緒に巨人と戦うってことか。そう、そういうこと。
Is that an Armin smile?
失敗したら笑い物だな。
Oh man, Connie's like so nervous.
わかった、わかったよ。俺に資格があるのか。
Back to Jean.
責任ある立場になる資格が。
Man, that is such a creepy sight, like all of them huddled around the body.
違う。今なんだ。巨人が少しでもあそこに集中してる。今がチャンスなんだ。今のうちに本部に突っ込め。
Alright, Jean.
どのみちガスがなくなれば終わりだ。
Conserving the gas by running on the rooftops. I like it. Man, she's so. Whew. That's it's kind of cute seeing Connie carry Armin. Are those black eyes? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell the color. Oh boy. Nice.
ありがとう。ジャンのおかげで逃げ切れた。お前のおかげだ。前にも言ったろ。ジャンは指揮役に向いてるって。
Oh man, stay focused, guys. Yeah. Like, just like... Who got grabbed in that other episode? Oh, that's sick. What a sick panel. Like repelling. Breach.
仲間の死を利用して俺の合図で何人死んだ。
Responsibility thing. Jesus. It's the
お前らは
suicide blood.
補給の班だよな。補給所に巨人が入ってきたの。どうしようもなかったの。それをなんとかすんのがお前らの仕事だろうが。
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like they even have gear. Do they? I mean, the people under the desk weren't equipped.
人が集中しすぎた。
Man, everyone's like relying on Mikasa to do everything. And the fear is like so. Fear is so contagious. Damn. Man, that slow-mo was so cool. Maybe they do have gauges on them. Oh man, he's so happy. That Mikasa's alive. His eyes almost look like blue-green. She, like, I wonder if she has like a feeling of like some amount of feeling towards that guy. You can see how the Titans like honing in on Titan bowling. Yeah, like all the nearby Titans are like converging on him. Scatter shots. Gonna shoot the Titans next. Blind them. Oh, this is the scene in the intro. One strike. At the same time? Yeah, I don't really want to jump down if they're not all dead, huh? Top 10. And Iron Man has like no confidence. He's so supportive of him. Saved them. I wonder when that was. You can't be serious, right? Especially if Sasha's the one believing it. I think we've seen that one. Kind of a recognizable face, big eyes. Oh man. Oh, that's nice, just walking up to them. Yeah, so they really ignore single people, generally. Man, just like one swipe with the arm and the lift would be just gone, right? That's convenient. Like all there at the same time and they're all doing nothing. Nice. Oh shit. Oh man. I was like so worried for a second. Sasha was gonna die. Yeah, Mikasa and Annie are like so much alike. They have like some kind of relationship, seems like. Got the gas. Damn, we just got like so many other people join the Titan Killing Club, huh?
ジャンは強い人ではないから弱い人の気持ちがよく理解できる。それでいて現状を正しく認識することに長けているから、今何をすべきか明確にわかるだろう。
They're kind of like the
ジャンの指示は正しかった。
two average shows.
こうして生きている。
They seem like most like the rest of the recruits. And like so many still images this episode. Yikes.
どうにかしてあの巨人の謎を解明できれば、この絶望的な現状を打破するきっかけになるかもしれないと思ったのに。
同感だ。正気かないな。
Just convert them. Mikasa.
あの巨人が味方になる可能性がどんな大砲よりも強力な武器になると思わない。
味方だと本気で言ってんのか。
マスを食った貴公子。
Like recognizes. No way. It's like Mikasa wouldn't have known that. Is this like Eren as the Hulk? It didn't get like its neck. Slash, it's just tired. No way! Oh, yikes. It's like inside it. Wow. Oh man, Mikasa getting emotional is like hard to sit through.
エレンだ。切断されたはずの腕と足がある。エレンは
Wow.
巨人に飲み。
So it wasn't like Mikasa's projection, it was like actually Eren. Yo. It was like so short too. There's like kind of like a lot of recap at the beginning though. Probably why it feels so short. Oh man. Yeah, watching Mikasa have emotions again is like uh what was guess I'll check the title when I'm done, but oh man, so Rip Queen of Blades theory. Eren was inside the Titan and he regenerated his limbs like the Titan with its hand. So he like, I wonder if that's like why he couldn't regenerate anymore, if it was like shifting from the Titan regeneration to his own body. Any previews there? I'm not gonna watch that. Yeah, like shifting his regeneration was like focused on his body. And it regenerated those, and then but he didn't get the neck attacked, but then he still like fell down. Or like a limit, like a time thing. Only get so much time. How did he? So now, so with the it's strange that it's been like a unused plot thread up till now. Like really, man, I'm getting like so many Marvel superhero vibes, but like, I think isn't the Hulk? The Hulk is kind of the Hulk is spoilers made by. I think there's like injections of some sort. I think that's also like most of the Marvel characters, right? They get injected with something, and then yeah. So like Eren Hulkified, and then he has like some amount of time, and then he can't stay in it anymore. That's why like he fell down and like immediately popped out. So is like the trigger. So the Hulk's trigger is like getting angry. So Eren's is like getting severely injured, maimed, essentially, right? So he would have transformed after being swallowed, right? So in between the time swallowed and Mikasa falling. Oh. And it interacts with like so much information that we have. It's like kind of hard to for mine to like keep it all. I'm just gonna have to like go through my notes and come back to this in a bit. Man, I was like so sure. I really liked the Queen of Blades thing. Then like, I was like so sure Mikasa was our main character. I wonder if Eren's like conscious. Like, so it looks like he's like kind of sleeping right now. Is he like gonna be Sleeping Beauty now and he can only sleep or be a Titan. I don't know. It's like wild speculation now. Yeah, anyway, so I'll be back in a bit. What a again, what an episode, but yeah, that one felt super short. I guess that makes it easier to get through the discussions, but yeah, anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, we're back for the discussion. So the title of the episode was Hearing the Heartbeat, and I don't think that's like particularly spoilery, but I guess it's good to be more cautious than not. Like I guess I wouldn't have known whose heartbeat it was, because a lot of people are dying. I guess from the top, Eren himself being the Titan is just a much simpler and more elegant solution than the kind of roundabout idea that Mikasa is like a Titan Queen, which itself kind of relies on other theories like the hive mind, or logical leaps like Annie and Mikasa's friendship to learn, so that Mikasa would learn boxing. Like those things would have to be true as well. And Eren being the Titan also explains the rage thing more simply, instead of Mikasa having to like transfer that information or project Eren. It is just Eren, right? And same thing with the knowledge of the Titan weak spots. Eren would just know that. And Eren himself had learned Annie's boxing stance, whereas Mikasa may not have. Yeah. Occam's razor. It's simpler. It's just like the eye colors. Like last episode, it seemed like he had black eyes. So, maybe if he had blue or green eyes, that would have pushed me more towards, or made me come up with this Eren idea. Yeah, I kind of feel like I should have guessed that, but whatever. So we start the episode with Mikasa, Armin, and Connie on the rooftop, and Connie's carrying Armin like a baby. But Armin feels like he'll get them killed if he lets them carry him. So he comes up with this plan for Eren to kill the other Titans, because it's apparently not interested in humans, or Eren isn't, and it's fighting instinctively. Actually, as you watch this episode, if you have this like Mikasa as a Titan Queen, like almost everything still makes sense up until like right until the end of the episode. Like a lot of lines of hers, I think, fit into like it's like in her unconscious. That's an aside. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that I have like enough gas to have Mikasa kill all the Titans all the way over, and for Connie to carry Armin. But then Mikasa, or Connie's kind of skeptical, but Mikasa's like supporting Armin round 3, and she has the line, "We can't win if we don't try," or whatever the line was. It's like that's the gist. And Connie like makes kind of like a joke. So like under duress, he's thinking more humorously in this episode versus last episode when he was stressed out. He was like quite frantic. Next we have Jean on the rooftop, and he has to like put aside his emotions and push on with the most rational, the best decision, kind of like channeling his idea of Mikasa in a way. And them like running on the rooftops to like conserve gas, that feels like a lot more believable than maybe Connie and Mikasa. But perhaps they're doing a similar thing, and them killing Titans, Mikasa killing Titans, is using up the same amount of gas as all these other trainees are to dodge Titans. There's a funny image in my head of Connie carrying Armin in his arms while they're sprinting on the rooftops. I think that would be really funny because, you know, Connie's so short. And then again, the top 10 are like the first people to act. And it's interesting though that John is like taking over for Mikasa in this entire episode and last. because right, he's number 6, and he's replacing Mikasa, who's number 1. So John number 6 is in charge instead of anyone above him, which are Reiner, Bertolt, and Annie 2 through 4. Eren is dead, or Titan at 5, but yeah. So like they don't take command, but John does. It's kind of, I don't know what to think about that. I guess that's just an interesting anomaly. Yeah, and John almost gets caught when they're sprinting along, and that just like goes to show the difference between Mikasa at number 1 and everyone else, because John, who's number 6, is nearly dying, and he's not even trying to kill any of them, right? He's just trying to avoid them. And then they have like this weird, Marco drops in and they have this weird chat on the rooftops. Oh man, I was so worried that this was like gonna be a distraction and one of them was just gonna get like grabbed like the other guy in the scene. Yeah, that's like all I could think about in that scene. But Marco like supports Jean as a leader. Jean is a leader, and like thanks him. Marco's like kind of like supportive, very supportive guy this episode. Feels like he's 180'd in a way. All right, then we have the supply building. That sick window entrance. It's just like repelling or abseiling window entrances in movies or games like Rainbow Six, like SWAT military, like James Bond-esque kind of deal. Yeah, that was sweet. So when John arrives, he kind of realizes the consequences of putting rationality over emotions, and people have still died. He kind of has like a little bit of survivor's guilt / like responsibility guilt for people dying, doing what he's saying. And then we have him confronting the survivors who are under the desks. Like they don't have any gear, so they couldn't do anything. Like, God, that's terrifying. Literally, like almost literally powerless. It took like all the top 10 and Armin's plan to clear out the basement. Like these people had no hope. Then like the Titan like pushes his face through the wall. So like too many people makes the Titans, it seems like it makes the Titans a little more active. It makes like John like revert a little bit back to his pessimism, without Mikasa to motivate him. And he has this quote: "Was my hope just an impossible dream?" And I don't know what John's hope is. Is that like the military police thing? Or is it something else? We have then the slow-mo Eren Falcon punch in the face. That's like those high frame rate cameras in like boxing. Yeah, so Eren's like protecting Mikasa last episode, and then now he's protecting the rest of the top 10s. This episode, you know, he's like jumping up and hitting the Titans up top instead of fighting the ones on the ground. So it seems like Eren's personality, memories, values are kind of connected with his Titan as well. And then when John sees Mikasa alive, his hope is like restored, and he like begins doubting Eren's aberrant, and Mikasa just like shuts him up. It kind of reminds me, Mikasa and John kind of reminds me of Eren and Mikasa earlier. Like he doesn't really say anything back to Mikasa, and she just says one thing and he just like takes it. And then the Titans, like right at the end of that, we get the Titans are like closing in around Eren's Titan, and he's being prioritized over the humans that are inside. So I think that's like supports the hive mind idea, right? All these Titans are ordered to focus on Eren instead of the humans. Then we have the info so far screen, another three-dimensional maneuver gear diagram. There's like a fan unit. The fans are propelled, or the fans are like inside, and they're propelled by the gas. And that's how like it pulls the cable pulleys things. Yeah, there would never be enough gas in those tanks to like do that, but I guess I can suspend my disbelief because rule of cool. And then there's like another screen with like different Titan heights. You have like the Colossal, who's like 60 meters. Then there's like a 15, a 7, and a 5 meter. I'm wondering if like the Titans are like discrete sizes. I'm not sure if this is like, maybe I could have figured this out from all the Titans we've seen so far, but like, are there only like 3 different heights, or are there, you know, as many as you want? Then we have Eren fighting all these Titans outside, and yeah, his eyes are like blue-green, I think. Not black. But yeah, I'm just not sure if they were that last episode. I felt pretty sure that they were black. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like a color filter or something. That episode was like kind of gray scaled a little bit, make it more gloomy. And Eren's like doing Titan bowling, and he also like, there's a moment when he's like kicking a Titan, a really small one, and it's just like the baby punter statue. There's a park in Norway, I think, Frogner Park, that I've been to, and it's kind of got like this famous statue of like a guy punting a baby. Part of the baby or the guy's foot is like, these are like bronze statues or something, and so like the part that people touch is kind of not oxidized like the rest of it. I'll put an image somewhere here. Yeah. Anyway, so then we have the plan inside the HQ. Armin's plan. We have the military police rifles, which are covered in dust. So that like I think pretty much confirms the theory that the military police used to be everywhere, but now are only in the interior, because they wouldn't be dusty if they had been in use recently. So the military police haven't used them or haven't been here in some time. Enough time for it to collect dust. That could be the 5 years, right? And they have like scattershot. Rifles don't really do well with multiple projectiles. So I don't know. Unless you have like a buckshot shell. Shotgun. I don't know if they have black powder shotguns or like the blunderbusses. Blunderby. And that is definitely not rifled. Anyway, we have Armin's plan. Yeah, Armin's plan, so it's like from the intro, but Armin's got like this low self-confidence thing. And Marco and Mikasa are kind of like trying to encourage him. And yeah, Marco's just like 10 times more optimistic this episode than last. Anyway, so the plan is like to blind the Titans, all 7 of them in unison, and then the 7 best killers, I guess, kill the Titans while they're blinded. This confirms that like Titans prioritize the groups over singleton humans, which I think that was maybe mentioned before, like officially, but I'm not sure. Also, so Marco is in the lift, and he's number 7, whereas Connie and Sasha are 8 and 9. So how did he get the spot over them if they're supposedly better killers? I don't know. Just because like they're kind of a little bit loopy. At least Sasha. I don't know. Also, thinking about the top 10, where did Krista go? Because she's number 10, and the freckled PTSD girl who was with them, because Connie was with them a couple episodes ago. So they must have split up. Maybe they had enough gas to get out without having to storm the HQ. But yeah, I don't know, that like kind of is confusing than why Connie would be with everyone who needs gas. Perhaps that'll be explained. So Mikasa, while she's encouraging Armin, has this line: the ability to find the right solution has saved both Eren and me, but Armin like doesn't remember it. She says she'll tell us later, but I'm curious what she's referring to. And then we have the top 10 walking down the stairs, and There's a joke about the ass being the weak spot, and Connie and Sasha are like super gullible and like believing it. Yeah, so I guess that might be why they're 8 and 9. Anyway, the lift floor is down. We have Marco in command. He's the only top 10 in the lift. But okay, so this plan kind of like relies on all the Titans behaving nicely and like shambling over and not like attacking, not like running at them. If the Titans like came in like desynced, like one at a time, or maybe one of them rushes the lift or like swung its hand, the lift could be like easily destroyed, right? So like none of those things happened. It's like highly convenient. Uh, that's like a MacGuffin. It works because plot. We have Sasha and Connie who both fail when they attack, and yeah, so Sasha's Titan, I'm not sure about Connie's, but Sasha's Titan was not blinded, and yeah, I think it's a Titan we've seen before. I'm not sure where, but the eyes are like pretty recognizable. But it's like not blinded, so like possibly this guy's like desynced from the rest. It's kind of hard to tell, and or the people on that side of the lift were just like really bad at aiming. I don't know, like, is that even possible? They had so many people on the lift. But we do have Annie, Reiner, Jean, and Bertold who join the Titan Killing Club, which is quite exciting. And yeah, I was like super. Oh man, I was like super worried about Sasha, but Mikasa and Annie like coming and save them. After which, Reiner has this like teasing moment with Annie where like he says like that was close. I'm glad you weren't hurt or something. But it was like kind of like in a teasing kind of tone of voice, it seemed. She just like kind of ignored him, but it kind of seems like similar to the tone of voice he used back in the training episode when he like teases Annie about, was it like about martial training? I can't remember specifically, but he like teases her again like in a very similar way. So like, does he have like a crush on her or something? Possibly. And we have this like moment with Marco and Jean, part 2. Jean doesn't want to be a leader. He doesn't have confidence. But Marco says that Jean is like weak like the rest of us. I take that as like mentally weak, right? Because he's the one of the people chosen to be the killers, I guess. So not physically weak, right? But I guess maybe mentally weak. And that's how he can relate to everyone else. It seems like all the other top 10 are like a bit more stoic or composed. Yeah, he's like encouraging of Jean. You did the right thing. Save the people. Instead of thinking about the people who died under your orders, think about the people who lived because of them. He's like trying to turn Jean around a little bit. Marco's just like a bucket of happiness this episode. kind of a big turnaround, I think, from last episode. All right, then we're back outside again after the gas. Aaron's being like cannibalized. He's like not regenerating anymore. So there's like some time or like mass limit, possibly. Like he needs more like electric juice, whatever that is. And all of the top 10 except Jean want to save or use Aaron's Titan. So Jean is again like the lone one out. Then we have Aaron sees the aberrant that ate Thomas, and his rage is finally kind of realized from the rage that he had in episode 5. And this is kind of the moment where like this doesn't really make sense with Mikasa as the like Titan Queen. Yeah, she just doesn't. She didn't have that information. Like she wouldn't know that that's how Thomas died, right? But so this little the guy that killed Thomas, the aberrant, didn't seem very aberranty this episode. He's like just like walking along. So this like feels like more evidence that there's like a hive mind thing. So like this guy, this episode is not in the focus of the hive mind, so he's not doing something abnormal, whereas like all the Titans that are like eating Aaron's Titan body, perhaps those are the ones that are being controlled at the moment. Yeah, and then it falls over and Aaron pops out like covered in, I don't know, like tissue that's like connecting to his clothes and his body from the Titan body, and the Titan like immediately starts like steam decomposing. Aaron, I'm pretty sure, had gear on, like the boxes, the blade boxes and such, when he got eaten. That's like how he got into the mouth, but he doesn't have them on now. So somehow that got removed, but his like clothes and stuff are all still there. Yeah, and then Mikasa goes to grab him. The hug and the heartbeat, and she's like bawling really. And yeah, her crying is like so intense. Like props to the directors for being able to shift the tone of the mood of the scene so quick. Like right where you're going from like action and violence, like killing this Thomas aberrant thing, and then segueing right into like this super emotional moment. Yeah, that tonal shift's like, it's not like an easy thing to do. But I think it was pulled off really well. There's then like there's some garrison officers with like binoculars, it looks like, who are perhaps seeing this, because it looks like they're looking at the castle HQ thing. Maybe they see some of this, or they see the recruits retreating, something. That's definitely like a plot hook. Aaron's unconscious. So yeah, so can he only be conscious as much as he was while he's in this Titan form? Maybe. He like regenerates his arm and his leg. So I think like somehow he like transferred his Titan's healing ability to himself. And that's like that's why the Titan's no longer regenerating itself. And yeah, and then like the last moment of this episode was Armin finally takes Aaron's hand. And I didn't really catch that like the first time. I think I was talking about something else. My mind was kind of working on something else. Watching it while editing, that moment when Armin finally takes Aaron's hand is like has a lot more emotional impact when I'm when I'm really into the scene instead of like thinking. All right, so questions and predictions from before the episode. What was the trigger for the Rogue One for Aaron? Maybe it's like a survival mechanism. So when Aaron is close to death, he somehow transforms or whatever. Or maybe if he gets inside a Titan, he can somehow take control of it, and then it like transforms to match his features. Because he was eaten by like an old bearded guy, I think. There was no armored this episode either. No armored sent in to like clean up this rogue Titan. But the Titans did like swarm it. And yeah, Mikasa is not in fact controlling other Titans. That's like, so Aaron's back. Does he still have the key? I feel like I'll have to go back and look. Because like he had his clothes, right? But not his gear. Maybe we have the key back already. Alright, overarching topics. We have the goals. Gas is procured, we're retreating, and it seems like it's fairly successful. We have maybe a new goal of figuring out what happened to or somehow utilizing Aaron, which is the top 6 plus Armin. Armin's like losing his survivor's guilt, I think, and he seems to be gaining some amount of self-confidence with the plans going well. His plans going well. Yeah, and then the key goal. Does Aaron still have the key? Or was it taken off too? It's not really a big update to conflicts this episode, but I think for themes, like the responsibility theme, John and Marco you know, Marco's like, instead of feeling guilt over lives lost, feel proud of the lives saved by your commands instead. And Armin saving everyone with his plans instead of only Mikasa. So we're kind of empowering our characters a bit, and they're coming to terms with their responsibilities. We have kind of like this maybe new theme of like beauty, or like trying to find beauty. So like last episode, Mikasa says beauty like straight out, and it's during her moment when she's thinking of memories of Eren. And then in this episode, when she's like running up to him, there's like the same yellowish kind of gold hue to the screen as she runs up, and that is kind of like trying to find her, like finding beauty again, I guess. Kind of corny. And then a big update, Dreams and Divinity, which haven't been like touched in episodes. Jean, this episode, has the quote, was my hope just an impossible dream? So something with John's dreams now, and then we have that moonlight prophecy at the training camp of like Eren perhaps being like the promised child, suggested by Reiner, and Eren being like raised from the dead, which is very like Jesus-like, Messiah-like, and the cannibalism of Eren's Titan is very, very similar to like transubstantiation or consubstantiation in Christian theology, where the bread and wine for communion either literally turn into like the blood and body of Christ. I think that's transubstantiation, and then like consubstantiation is I can't remember the difference, actually. I don't remember the other one. sorry all the Protestants out there. I think transubstantiation is like the Catholic version. Anyway, yeah, so closing thoughts. We have Eren transforming into Titan. There wasn't lightning from what I can remember. So did he like, so that like pushes me to thinking that Eren took over the Titan somehow, and like possibly like fused into the one that ate him and then took over, kind of like maybe like a virus. Alternatively, the lightning might only be required by the substantial amount of energy it takes to create an entire colossal Titan versus, you know, a smaller Titan. Yeah, that's another possibility, I think. I think the idea that Mikasa is the main character, I think, can still be preserved if Eren is in like kind of this mostly unconscious state or something like that. Because otherwise, I imagine this like Eren superpower thing will take back the limelight that Mikasa's kind of been set up to have over the past few episodes. So I guess we'll see where that goes. And then, yeah, I'm excited to see where this show goes next. Yeah, instead of elaboration on Mikasa's ability, like I thought, I think we'll get maybe some elaboration on what Eren can do, or how he did what he did. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things help a ton for YouTube algorithm, you know the deal. Yeah, and the only way to bypass the algorithm is to use the bell for notifications. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.